The Karnataka Public Service Commission has tasked with recruiting candidates for state government positions through competitive examinations has found itself at the center of a storm in 2025. Errors in the Kannada translation of the Karnataka Administrative Services preliminary examination question papers, allegation of rampant corruption, and a motion of no confidence tabled by the opposition have reignited debates about the integrity and efficiency of this constitutional body. On March 12, 2025, Chief Minister Siddaramaiah addressed the Karnataka Legislative Assembly admitting to corruption within the KPSC while emphasizing that the government's hands are tied unless directed by the courts to reconduct the exam. In this video, let's delve into the historical context of KPSC, the unfolding controversy, and the latest developments. If you have not subscribed yet, please do, as we bring the latest and more in-depth information and analysis of the current affairs in the world. The KPSC traces its origin to the pre-independence era when Karnataka, then Mysore state, operated without a formal recruitment agency. On May 16, 1921, the Central Recruitment Board was established under British rule, headed by a Commissioner Secretary by 1940. Post-independence, the Public Service Commission was formally constituted on May 18, 1951. Under the Constitution of India and the Public Service Commission regulations of 1950, H.V. Gundappa Gowda became its first chairman, tasked with upholding the sanctity of recruitment for state services. Historically, the Mysore civil service during the reign of figures like Nalwadi Krishnaraja Wodeyar was a beacon of administrative excellence in India. However, over the decades, the KPSC has been plagued by controversies ranging from irregularities in examinations between 1997 and 2011 to cash for job scams, tarnishing its once prestigious reputation. In response, the state government formed the PC Hota Committee in July 2013 to recommend reforms, many of which, including appointing an external controller of examination, were implemented. Yet, these measures have failed to stem recurring issues as evidenced by the current crisis. Now let's look at the controversy. The immediate trigger for the 2025 uproar was the KAS preliminary examination for 384 gazetted probationers posts. The initial exam, held on August 27, 2024, faced backlash over poor and erroneous Kannada translations of questions, allegedly generated using AI tools or Google Translate. Over 1.3 lakh candidates appeared, with more than 1 lakh from Kannada medium and rural backgrounds who were disproportionately affected. The Karnataka State Competitive Examination Aspirants Association, which is KSCEAA, and the Kannada Development Authority, which is also KDA, identified over 50 flawed questions, prompting protests and demands for a re-examination. Chief Minister Siddaramaiah intervened on September 2, 2024, ordering a re-exam within 2 months and relieving those responsible for the lapses from their duties. The re-examination occurred on December 29, 2024, but the problems persisted. Expert committees later identified 6 erroneous questions. Though opposition leaders claimed the number was as high as 79, the opposition, led by R. Ashoka of Bharatiya Janata Party, accused the KPSC of playing with the future of candidates and labelled it a diseased institution riddled with corruption, including rate fixing for posts. On March 4, 2025, the opposition escalated its response by moving a motion of no confidence under Rule 69, highlighting the KPSC's repeated failures and financial waste of Rs 30 crore across 2 botched exams. The motion garnered bipartisan support, with members across party lines calling for systematic cleansing and accountability. On March 12, 2025, Chief Minister Siddaramaiah addressed the Karnataka Legislative Assembly acknowledging the gravity of the situation. He stated via X post, and I quote, "In light of reports of inappropriate Kannada translation of questions in the KPSC gazetted probationers examination, I have directed KPSC to reconduct the examination within 2 months to ensure fairness to all candidates. Those responsible for these lapses have been relieved of their duties. The upcoming examination will be conducted with the utmost responsibility and accountability, following all due diligence. We remain committed to upholding the integrity of our recruitment processes. However, as a constitutional body under Article 315, the government cannot directly intervene. Any re-examination for a third time depends on the Karnataka State Administrative Tribunal or Supreme Court's directive. I welcome suggestions from BJP and JDS MLAs for reforming KPSC and will not hesitate to act against malpractices if proven." This was a response from CM Siddaramaiah. CM Siddaramaiah emphasized that while expert committees identified 10 and 6 translation errors in the first and the second exams respectively, the opposition's higher estimates, that is 59 and 79, were not aligned with official findings. citing a 2018 Supreme Court ruling that was the Uttar Pradesh Service Commission versus Rahul Singh's case. He noted that the government must respect expert panel reports unless overturned by the judicial order. He also proposed a search committee to appoint honest KPSC members and suggested preparing question papers in Kannada first rather than translating from English to prevent future errors. As of today, the KPSC controversy remains unresolved with several key developments. Now let's look at the developments here. Candidates have challenged the KPSC's notification for the main examination before the Kannada State Administrative Tribunal, which has directed the Commission to hold the notification in abeyance. The KSAT is expected to hear the case on March 13, 2025, potentially deciding whether a third preliminary exam is warranted. The BJP and Janata Dal Secular continue to demand a fresh exam notification, relaxed age limits for overaged candidates, and the suspension of officials involved in the translation errors. Leaders like Ashoka, Arvind Bellad, and B.Y. Vijayendra have accused the KPSC of systematic corruption, alleging it insults the Kannada language and disadvantages rural aspirants. The Siddaramaiah-led government has outlined several reform measures, including CCTV monitored exams, bar-coded OMR sheets, and collaboration with the Kannada Development Authority for accurate translations. Amendments to KPSC regulations are also under consideration. With some directly blaming the examination controller and the secretary for the mess, while others laud the opposition's push for accountability. The opposition has highlighted the Rs 30 crore cost of the two failed exams, framing it as a misuse of public funds and allegations of corruption. Now, why did Siddaramaiah mention the government cannot directly intervene? The KPSC status as a constitutional body under Article 315 limits the government's direct intervention, placing the onus on judicial oversight. Siddaramaiah's stance that a third exam hinges on court orders underscores this constraint. Even as he acknowledges corruption and welcomes reform suggestions, the opposition's aggressive push, while politically charged, reflects genuine grievances among candidates, particularly from Kannada medium backgrounds who feel cheated by a flawed system. Historically, the KPSC's trouble mirror broader challenges in India's public service commissions, where transparency and competence are often undermined by bureaucratic inertia and malfeasance. The Hota Committee's recommendations, though partially implemented, have not fully addressed these systematic issues, raising questions about the efficacy of past reforms. The KPSC crisis of 2025 is a litmus test for Karnataka's administrative integrity. While Chief Minister Siddaramaiah has signaled openness to the reform, the immediate resolution rests with the KSAT's impending verdict. For candidates, the stakes are high. Years of preparing hang in the balance. For the government, restoring trust in the KPSC requires more than promises. It demands decisive action against corruption, robust translation processes, and a return to the Commission's erstwhile glory. As the state awaits judicial clarity, the echoes of Nalwadi Krishnaraja Vodeya's legacy serve as a reminder of what the KPSC could and should aspire to be. If you have watched till here, don't forget to comment your valuable thoughts, and please do share the video as much as possible among your friends and family, and if not subscribed yet, please do subscribe to Daily Salar Digital.